Yes, good afternoon, all of you. So let's start with some of the case studies. Okay, so I'll be writing few things simultaneously. Also, you can write. Okay. There is a person called Swaminathan. Swaminathan, a defense secretary. Okay. Defense Secretary Swaminathan. He is known for honesty and integrity. Honesty and integrity. He is in the fag end of his career. Fag end matlab? Last few days of his career. Okay. Last phase of his career. He is known for honesty and integrity. He is in the last phase of his career. Now, he has two sons. He had two sons. One son died recently in accident. Died in accident. Okay, now since son has died, the another son, okay, is thinking of moving out of country for education. Other son is thinking to move out of country for management education. For education. Now, for this purpose, he needs to take admission into foreign universities. Not so meritorious person, so he is thinking of to take admission through quota, which require a huge sum of money. Okay. Now, even the Swaminathan is also thinking of moving out with his son because now there is no one in the family, so he is also thinking of moving out. Okay. Now, say for example, there is a financial consideration is going on, and he is looking out so sort of a financial insecurity at his son. So, a defense secretary, honesty and integrity, last phase of his career, one son died in accident, another son is thinking of moving out of country for education, and he's not so clever, so thinking of taking an admission in quota system, which requires a huge sum of money through the management quota. Now, simultaneously, there is something within the government also. In government defense ministry, a defense deal is pending. Defense deal is pending. For some other reason, unknown reason, the defense deal is not getting inked. There are certain information, like with respect to the defense equipments, as supplied by manufacturer M. These defense equipment are of world class. Okay. The quality or the defense equipment are of world class. Okay, so with respect to the quality, certain information you have that they are of good quality. Also, it is mentioned that the country is in dire need of defense equipment. Okay. Now, For unknown reason, the deal was pending. For not known reason, the deal was pending. The defense equipments, okay, are of world class. Country is also in need of money. Now, what has happened since the deal was pending? The manufacturer M has approached defense secretary. Manufacturer M has approached the defense secretary, and he is saying that you push for the deal, okay, defense deal, and take a decision, expedite the process and take the decision and clear the deal. I will take care of all this financial consideration for the son. Okay, that he is moving out of the country. So all these financial things will be taken care of. Okay. Manufacturer M is approaching and requesting him to clear the deal, take the decision, ink the deal. Also, the Swaminathan's this whole experience of 30-40 years also tells that such deals are getting inked in future sooner or later. Okay, they are going to get inked sooner or later in future. This is his wisdom. So the question is, they are going to inked. Inked means signed. Okay, signed in future. Okay, his wisdom tells like deals are generally get through, but such a deal is pending. Now, manufacturer M is asking to expedite the process so that it should happen as early as possible. And if it is there, so obviously he will be taking care of the financial consideration for his son. Now, the question is, you are a Swaminathan or you are a defense secretary. What are the different options, or just write, you are a Swaminathan or defense secretary. Defense secretary. Now the question A, what are the ethical issues? What are the ethical issues involved in the case? What are the ethical issues involved in the case? And second is, as a Swaminathan, what course of action you are going to take as a Swaminathan? First is, what are the ethical issues? What are ethical issues of case? And second is, as a Swaminathan, what will be your course of action? As a Swaminathan, what will be your course of action? So take 7 minutes and everybody should write the answers. I hope the question is clear. No, this much only. Okay, what is your final course of action? Shall I repeat once again? Okay. You are a Swaminathan, you are a defense secretary. You are known for honesty and integrity throughout your career. You are in the now final end of your career. Now this is certain information with regard to you as a defense secretary. You have 2 sons. One son died recently in accident. The another son is thinking about moving out of the country for education, for which he requires some money because the education has to be pursued through the management quota. So some financial insecurity is there at the end of his son. Now, a defense deal is pending in government department, and certain information with regard to this. The deal pending, we don't know what are the reasons, but defense equipment that have been supplied, they are of world class, and the country is in dire need of it. Since the default date is pending, the manufacturer M is approaching the Swaminathan and asking or making an offer that you push the deal, expedite the process, take a decision on the deal, and the financial consideration will be taken care of. The son and his all education and etc., everything will be taken care of in response. Okay. Swaminathan also feels that such deals sooner or later going to get inked in future. Okay, so that's his wisdom. Now the question, forget about last there's nothing much there is about it. So, what are the ethical issues of this case? And as a Swaminathan, what will be your course of action? Okay. हम्म। हाँ वही एक ही है, दोनों दोनों अलग अलग है क्या? स्वामीनाथन ने क्या करना चाहिए, आपको स्वामीनाथन बना दिया, अलग है? एक ही है यार, आपको स्वामीनाथन बोल दो या स्वामीनाथन क्या करेगा? Yes, sir, you done? Okay, let's discuss now. Yes, would like to answer. Okay, go ahead. Hmm. 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 Good. Hmm. 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 Okay. Hmm. Why? Why you are against taking? मेरिटोरियस नहीं है तो इंडिया मतलब बिना मेरिट के लिए बनी हुई है क्या? हाँ, ऐसे ही इम्प्लिसिट हो गए आपके उसमें तो। हाँ, because he is not meritorious, he should stay in India. If he is meritorious, then he can go abroad for पढ़ाई. Hmm? Yes, but you have written well. Okay, थोड़ा सा और भी points, but good answer. और बताइए, हाँ, yes please. Yes, yes, you only. हाँ ठीक है, पहला आपने आंसर नहीं किया। हाँ वैसे ही, व्हाट आर द इथिकल इश्यूज, दो क्वेश्चन अलग पूछे तो दो आपको। हाँ तो लिखना पड़ेगा ना, अलग अलग मार्क्स आपको, अलग अलग अवार्ड होंगे, पहले क्वेश्चन के लिए अलग, सेकंड क्वेश्चन के लिए अलग। चलो कोई बात नहीं, अभी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है जो भी लिखा है। हम्म। 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 कंट्री नीड डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट, ओके। ओके। हाँ ठीक है। ओके, वेट वेट, हाँ, यस गो अहेड। हम्म। 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 Hmm. 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 Okay. Arno से impressed है क्या आप? Nation wants to know. हाँ चलो. Okay. हाँ right. Go ahead. Hmm. Hmm. Good. Okay. So haphazard नहीं करना है तो क्या करना है? Okay. Okay. But that's very diplomatic. What is that sort of manner? That is what. Uh, okay. Fine. Fine. You have points, but it can be written more specific also. Okay. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Good. Very good. Hmm. Good. Good. Hmm. Care ethics. Second part. Okay. Very good. Hmm. Hmm. Read last again. What do you want to say? Hmm. ठीक है. Okay, if at all this manner is followed. Okay, fine. That's it. Hmm? Okay, ठीक है. Good. Hmm. 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 Good. Read last one once again. Last but one. Hmm. ठीक है. Good. That was point has not been touched by anyone. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. ठीक है. ठीक है. Fine. हाँ. Last now. This question. Hmm. 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 Secretary. Hmm. Arey yaar, come on, do not say this way. No, no. How does it sounds? Because I am having a defense secretary, I am having lot of power and authority to accommodate the resources from the banks and. Hmm. Hmm. So, okay. Hmm. Hmm. No, अब now next question. Hmm. Hmm. ठीक है. ठीक है, fine. Okay, now let's discuss what are the ethical. Any new point if you want to. Any new point? No, that's why I was asking. Only new points if you have. Hmm. हाँ 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 ठीक है. Okay, fine. हाँ. Without son died, what would have been the answer? हाँ. Okay, ठीक है. Work. Okay, ठीक है. Work ethics. Hmm. 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 Okay, fine, good. Impartiality. Hmm. 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 So, okay. Instead of, मतलब, hmm. Okay. But what do you want to say that instead of being in civil services? Hmm. Okay. Fine. Sure. Hmm. 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 Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. ठीक है. That's a line of argument. Okay, let's discuss now ethical issues. Ethical issues of the case. Now, see, the thing is, when you are writing the ethical issues, yesterday I have mentioned that somewhere you have to bring different values, ethical dilemmas, or you can go for the stakeholder approach. Okay, either of the thing. Now, here you are a defense secretary, so there is a one way of writing is you could have written simply an ethical dilemma for defense secretary. Okay, as a Swaminathan, what is the ethical dilemma? That is ethical issue. Ethical dilemma is, that is a personal cost dilemma, if you remember yesterday's class. Personal cost dilemma is, yes, personal interests come in conflict with public interest. So write more simple things, okay? Personal interest comes in conflict with public interest. Personal interest यहाँ पे क्या था? There is a financial requirement for the son. Public interest is to maintain the upholding the integrity, okay, upholding the organizational ethics, professional ethics, various ways it can be written. Okay, professional ethics, organizational ethics, integrity of office on one side, but at the same, there is a personal ethics is also involved. Personal interest is also involved. So that's a dilemma in front of me. That manufacturer is offered you something and you are also requiring certain financial financial need also. In that situation, whether you accept the manufacturer deal or whether you clearly say no to it and move ahead with the public interest without having a personal cost consideration. Yesterday I have also mentioned that whenever there is a personal cost dilemma, personal things will not come when you are doing your public duties. Understood this first part? This is the first. Second, you could have also written that what is the ethical issue? Ethical issue is manufacturer is offering a bribe. Okay, so that's also an issue. There has to be certain action taken, even when you are, whatever the action, we'll discuss about it, what has to be done here. But if you remain silent about the manufacturer, even when you are discouraging him, even when you are not going ahead with this particular deal, but still, if you are not taking a certain action against him, it will not set a precedence in future. Okay, you are already in the fag end of career. When you will retire, somebody else will come. So that manufacturer again will do the same thing in order to connive with the officers in the organization. So something related with the offer that is being made by manufacturer. So here the value of bribe, okay, or corruption component is there, and therefore again the value of honesty, integrity, credibility of office, social influence, crony capitalism. These are the things that are involved. समझ में आ रहा है? Third thing you can separately write, or see the thing is this is a one part of one way of writing it. Second way of writing it is ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो, ये एक प्रकार है. Second, you identify different stakeholders and then write stakeholders. Sun के लिए there is a financial security, so care ethics is involved, that he should show the care towards it. Defense secretary, care ethics as well as the organizational ethics. Okay, यहाँ पे जो है from the manufacturer point of view, ethical, what you can say, that business ethics is involved, that he is carrying out the business with a unethical way. Business ethics समझ में आ रहा है? Lack of good corporate governance. Okay, so that's not an correct way of, so business ethics principle are involved. As a point of defense secretary, security and utilitarian aspect. So this is another way of writing it. This is a stakeholder approach. Identify different stakeholders and write different issues with regard to it, and overall also the offer and the bribe that is being made. Third way of writing the first question is again, you simply identify different values. Okay, value of honesty and integrity, value of care, value with regard to the manufacturers, again corruption related things. Okay, efficiency and effectivity in clearing the deals. जैसे ना foundational values of civil services हैं, तो उसके कुछ values आप लेके आ सकते हैं. Okay, so there are various ways of writing it, but identify all the dimensions. There is no just one dimensions. Identify as many dimensions as possible. So यहाँ पे एक broader dimensions था from the defense secretary point of view. Second, that the manufacturer is making offer, and third is with regard to the Sun and his situation independently. So Sun as a stakeholder, manufacturer, and the defense secretary. So this is the first part of the question. That is, what are the ethical issues of the case. Now second is, what will be your course of action? That is, as a Swaminathan, what the action you are going to take. Okay. Now action what you are going to take first is ethical dilemma. So clearly first mention it, that in any situation I am not going to bring my personal interest while discharging the public delivery. So outrightly in the first outset itself, in the first line, you should be very clear cut about that you are moving away from the dilemma, that I will discharge my public duties without bringing the personal interest. Okay, whatever kind of personal interest is. This is because why? There are values of dedication to public service, values like integrity. Also, see, the thing is, there are, whenever such thing has to be written, one thing is, your integrity at personal level maybe get compromised. If you are compromised, then the organizational credibility and organizational integrity is compromised. And then third, the nation will get a sort of a defense equipment or any kind of a thing. So therefore it may affect the security concerns also. So there is a lot of responsibility, you as a person at individual level, you as a person of an organization, and then whole what is affecting, your decision is affecting the society at large. So therefore you have to say that I will carry out the public duties without bringing any personal interest into consideration. This is the first line. Okay, so that examiner will understand that you are not getting involved into the dilemma. Now, since the personal interest is out and you have already spoken public interest is an important in a selfless manner, dedication to public service, etc. Now, what is in public duty? First is you have said that I will not let the personal interest influence. Second is what is a public duty? Now see here, many of you are saying that whether the defense deal should be moved ahead, not ahead, etc. Always remember what is an administrative duty. You are a defense secretary. Who takes the decision? Government takes the decision. Okay. You are just an advice or recommendation. You cannot take the decision. So while writing the such answers, please mind your words. You should not say, I will take the decision for the country's interest, etc. Okay, bureaucrat does not take the decision. Bureaucrat only recommends. So what is required to be written here? That I will make an exhaustive report, okay, with regard to the need as well as the defense equipment. Okay, this report will be based upon the objectivity and the merit, without any fear and favor, objectivity and the merit, so that the value of impartiality will be maintained, value of objectivity will be maintained. So what you are saying here is, I will advise, I will make an exhaustive report, and based upon my objective report, I will advise the government accordingly. If it is in favor, it will go through. If it is not, it will not go through. Now, why I am saying this? Because even when the advice is most meritorious advice, Government of India may or may not take your advice. There can be tens and thousands of consideration when they have doing the deal. Because maybe, say for example, this is a deal of manufacturers from the Israel. And there is a bilateral relation between India and America, and there is a contract which has been signed that in the next 5 years you have to take this much of defense equipment. There can be different, in spite of the fact that maybe the Israel's instrument may be far superior, but still you have to go ahead with the America because some bilateral agreements have been signed between you. Or maybe second thing, you have given the advice based upon the quality, but financial consideration may also be there for the government of the day. So there can be n number of consideration. Your advice is based upon the merit and objectivity. Government takes the decision based upon practicality and different other aspects, political aspects. So just see that my advice will be based upon without any favor that is taken by the manufacturer, and it will be completely based upon the impartiality without getting influenced by the manufacturer's offer. Okay. Third thing is, now it is important, somebody has, only one person has talked about it. Whenever such thing is there, although you are going ahead with the prompt duty, but you have to also discourage the manufacturer. Remember, in any case study, there is a duty on the public servant, not only prevent the wrongdoing for happening, but also prevent the things in future. Okay, not only the current thing, wrongdoing from happening, but create a precedent so that such thing will not happen in future. So you can say that I will also inform to the concerned authority. I will also inform to the, यहाँ पे लिखना जरूरी नहीं है कि कौन सी authority etc. I will inform to the concerned authority with regard to the offer made. Okay. Now, why this is important? Because government might also think of blacklisting this company altogether. Okay, the company which is involved in bribing the defense secretary, so there is a chance that they can influence in a negative way. Okay, and therefore government even can consider about blacklisting of company. Again, whether it has to be blacklisted, not blacklisted, that will be the government decision. They will see the gravity of the situation. They will see what sort of sensitivity that is being involved in a particular offer, etc., etc. One more thing here, whenever you are making the report for the wrongdoing, always write that I will collect the objective evidences and inform the concerned authority. Because merely subjective assumption will not work. And in fact, you will land in trouble, because later on, if your allegations, okay, simple subjective consideration proved to be correct, so you will land in trouble because there will be a defamation case against you. There can be a number of other things. So collecting the objective evidences. Where the collective objective evidences may not be possible, say for example, so at least you are writing here that I will reprimand the manufacturer M, reprimanding the manufacturer M that such offer should not be made, and if at all you are making such offer, then immediately you will be disqualified from the offer. Are you understanding? Either of the two, depending upon if you can give the evidences, then it has to be informed to the concerned authority, and if it is not, it's just a verbal informal communication, so you should reprimand them back that such offer, okay, will not make any difference, and better you warn them. Okay, reprimand means warning them that such things should not be repeated in future, otherwise they should feel the dire consequences. Okay, so these are the three important points. One is you have laid the dilemma clear and public duty. Then within the public duty, this thing, and any wrongdoing that has to be reported to the concerned authority. Now this is a larger part of one side of the coin. Most part of question was related with this, but you can also write the fourth point with regard to your son. Okay, with regard to your son, you can write and then say, as a father, I have duty towards my son, so I will deal with this issue independently of my public duty. Okay, so that again examiner will come to know that you are not mixing the personal interest with the public interest. At the same time, you also consider the personal interest as a, or your private interest, and you have a capacity to deal with independently of your public duty. So with regard to son, now there can be two broader arguments here can be made. One is you can simply write that I will try to collect the, I will try to take the financial resources from the legitimate sources. Okay, legitimate sources in a sense that loans, pensions, any kind of an approval. Okay, any kind of approval that is through the legitimate sources. So it means that even when a situation is difficult, still you will not resort to the illegitimate sources. So legitimate sources will be applied in order to take care of the finances. This is one. Or you may also write on the contrary, you can say that since the my son is thinking to take an admission through the management quota, in fact I will tell him that in the long run such things are not really good, and I will inculcate the values of merit in him. Okay, importance of merit. And in fact, I will motivate him to work harder and get the admission on the basis of merit. ये दो अलग अलग लिख सकते, एक दोनों मत लिखो, अच्छा लग रहा है इसलिए फंड भी भेजूंगा और फिर उसको मोटिवेट भी करूंगा. ठीक है? So either of the two. So it also reflects that you do not endorse taking the admission on the basis of the financial consideration, and you motivate the child to. So यहाँ पे तीन चार चीजें हैं. You motivate the person. Second is you believe in hard work. Third is you believe in meritocracy. ये words आने चाहिए. Merit is important. Hard work is important. I will motivate the person. So this also, these are some of the values which the examiner will find. Okay, you prove you are for these particular virtues, or at least if at all fund has to be given, it has to be through the legitimate sources. So this is how, as Ramanujan, you should move forward. Is it Swaminathan? Okay, Swaminathan, you should move forward. Okay, so write the next. Yes. Yes, in fact that's a part of report. Okay, ये जो objectivity है, so objectivity how he is going to make a report. So certainly based upon expertise, technicalities. When we are seeing objectivity and merit and impartiality, obviously when you have to bring more impartiality, more objectivity, you need an expert opinion. Okay? Without any subjective consideration. Okay. Now next, have you got this previous year's question paper? नहीं लाए होंगे. 10वां क्लास 11th class है today. First class से बता रहा हूँ कि you should bring. Okay, just I'll. Okay, yes, 2000 खाली note down कर लो. अब क्या कर सकते हो? Okay, question. Yes, 2013, question number 10. Question number 10. Okay, I will only read it or write it on board. Okay, just I am writing here. You are an executive engineer. There is a construction of flyover going on. Flyover is to be constructed. You are executive engineer. Now, there are two junior engineers working under you who are regularly reporting back to you. Okay, they are looking after the flyover construction on a daily basis. And on a daily basis, they are reporting back to you and saying that everything is all right with respect to the flyover. Now, on one fine day, executive engineer is paying a surprise visit, in order to check whether everything is going well or not. Now, on that visit, he has found that everything is not going well, okay, and now the flyover requires some correction, okay. On a surprise visit, he has found that everything that is going with the flyover is not correct, and he was convinced with the fact that the correction is required. There is also an information that is in a given city, there is a lot of crowding happening in a particular area, and therefore there is an urgent need of construction of flyover because of crowding, because of many problems that are happening in an area. So there was urgent need of finishing the flyover. Flyover was almost in the completion end. And at this point of time, he has found that there are certain problems. Now, course correction at this point mean two things. One is it will escalate the cost of construction, and it will also lead to time delay. Okay, it will escalate the cost and it will lead into the time delay if course correction is made at this point. But then it is also very much clear that if the course correction is not being made, then it will threaten the safety of people. Are you understanding? The flyover is in the last leg of completion. Some fault has been found, okay, and there is a now need for correction, but correction will escalate the cost. It will delay the project. But at the same time, if the course correction is not made, the safety of the people will get hampered. Now, this issue, you have taken it to the chief engineer. That such and such thing is happening. Now, chief engineer is saying that I do not find any problem with the flyover. Okay, you have taken the case to the chief engineer. Nonetheless, chief engineer is not finding any fault. Okay, and in fact, he has advised you to go ahead with the completion of project. But still, as an executive engineer who has paid the visit, you are convinced with the fact that if this is left uncorrected, bridge is going to get collapsed and therefore it hampers the safety of people. You are very much convinced with this fact. Now, this is the case that has been given to you. Now, there are certain options which are, okay. So, question is, what do you do to the situation? Some of the options are given below. Evaluate the merits and demerits of each option and finally suggest your course of action. So, first I am writing it here, all the options, and then we'll discuss after 5 minutes. First is follow the advice of chief engineer. Follow advice of chief engineer. That is going ahead with the completion of project. Second is make an exhaustive report of the situation, bringing about all facts and analysis along with your viewpoint stated clearly, and seek the written order from the chief engineer. Second is make an exhaustive report based upon all facts and analysis, whatever you have observed. Submit that report to the chief engineer and ask for the written order from him. Written order means, now tell me whether I should go for the completion of project or not, etc. So that's the second option. Third option is call explanation for junior engineers. Call explanation from 2 junior engineers and issue the order to the contractor for necessary course correction within the targeted time. There are 2 things here. One is call the explanation from the 2 junior engineers, and second is give an order to the contractor. Give order to contractor for necessary correction. Within stipulated time. Okay, you are giving an order directly to the contractor that make a course correction. This is with regard to course correction within stipulated time. The next, fourth is highlight the issue so that it reach to the above the chief engineer. Chief engineer ने आपको क्या बोला था? Go ahead बोला था. So you take the case to the higher ups. Okay, here I am writing. You take the issue to the higher ups since the chief engineer is not relenting. And the last option, fifth, is consider the rigid attitude of chief engineer. Considering the rigid attitude of chief engineer, seek the transfer from the project or report yourself sick. Okay, since the chief engineer is rigid, you seek the transfer from the case or report yourself sick. Okay. Now these are the 4 options. What you have to do is first merit and demerit of each option, and then what is your course of action. What is the course of action that you are going to take? Let's take 5 minutes and we'll discuss. (2013) क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 लिख लो. आप तो लाते नहीं हो, फिर से एक बार जाके देख लेना कौन सा क्वेश्चन है वगैरह. सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज मेक एन एग्जॉस्टिव रिपोर्ट. जो भी आपने देखा है, गिव दैट रिपोर्ट टू द चीफ इंजीनियर एंड आस्क फॉर द रिटन ऑर्डर्स. नाउ फॉर करेक्शन मतलब हाँ वही करेक्शन या जो भी डिसीजन है चीफ इंजीनियर का. all. Hmm. हो गया पूरा फाइनल कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन. यस हो गया. यस लेट्स डिस्कस नाउ. ओके बताइए. हम्म. 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 ओके. हम्म. 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 डिले तो है नहीं वैसे क्योंकि हमने लिखा है वहां पे करेक्शन इन स्टिपुलेटेड टाइम. ठीक है. एनीवेज बट दैट्स फाइन. हाँ. हम्म. 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 Okay. And when the higher ups is coming up with this fact that do not go for the correction then? Because here it is only said that you go to the higher ups. We don't know whether he will respond as per the way the chief engineer has responded. Say for example, you are given to the higher ups. Higher ups have said that no correction is required. You are convinced with the fact that correction is required. So what you will do then? You will not move forward means what you will do then? हाँ तो वो नहीं कर रहे हैं ना साइन. वो इसलिए साइन कर रहे हैं कि आप जाओ आगे डेवलपमेंटल प्रोजेक्ट के पास. ओके. ओके ठीक है. यस वन बाय वन कर दें. ओके ठीक है. हम्म. 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 डायरेक्ट कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन बताइए अब. हाँ. हम्म. 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 गुड. गुड. हाँ दैट्स व्हाई इट इज रिटन कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन. हाँ. एक्सप्लेनेशन. हम्म. हम्म. हायर अप्स. ओके. रिफ्यूज. ओके गुड. हम्म. 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 ओके गुड. ठीक है. स्लाइट करेक्शन इज रिक्वायर्ड बट वेरी गुड. यस.
In public projects such as this,
हम्म.
accountability is of the whole system,
Hmm.
not of an individual.
हम्म.
The foundation of having of a team in such projects is accountability itself.
हम्म.
So, regarding the first option, the demerits are it's.
नहीं कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन बताओ आप. हम करेंगे वो डिस्कस. हाँ. कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन. हाँ.
I will go for the third option itself.
हम्म.
Human rights
ओके
cannot be utilized from the cost and the
गुड.
utilized for cost Explaining my action, I will make an exhaustive report
Good.
and report it to my
Good. When you are explaining third, what merit and demerit you have written?
Pros highlight how and where the junior engineer were wrong. Can use to tell them that accountability is not of a single
Good.
person and they should be more careful.
Hmm.
And human safety cannot be compromised
Hmm.
regardless of merit.
And demerit, any demerit you have written?
Demerit system answerability to the seniors of explaining my timeline and cost of the project
After the.
after writing.
Okay, fine. Yes, any okay, we'll go step by step. हाँ, last. Direct course of action बताओ. कौन सा? Okay. हाँ ठीक है, समझ गई भावनाएं.
And I will make an exhaustive report. And at the same time, I will call my junior engineer and as well as contractor on site, as well as my chief engineer.
On site.
On site, sir.
क्या डिस्प्ले करोगे कि ये गिर रहे हैं?
I will show my backend.
Okay, ठीक है, got it. Okay, let's discuss now, and then we'll course of action पढ़िए. Errors are there. We have to assume what has to be given in the case. Okay. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, let's discuss now. Course of action लिखने से पहले we are discussing each one of them independently. Independently means only one option at a time. Now, first is follow the advice of higher ups. Merit and demerit क्या है इसमें? What is a merit? Is there any merit? प्रोफेशनल इथिक्स मत बोलिए. कोई प्रोफेशनल इथिक्स ऐसे नहीं बोलता है कि आप यू completely whenever it is. That's also professional ethics. Standing strong with respect to the truthfulness. Okay. So you may say that following the advice of superiors. ठीक है. Professional ethics कहीं नहीं है ऐसे लिखा हुआ कि when the senior is wrong, then also you should follow them. Okay. So this shows that for you professional ethics is nothing but taking an advice of superior, whether it is good or bad. Okay, so once you are already going to reject the option, are you going to go ahead with this option? No. So you are rejecting, so do not write much of the merit. जो आप नहीं तो ऐसे लगेगा कि आपकी भावनाएं यहीं पे अटकी हुई है ज़्यादा और demerit छोटा लिखा हुआ है merit. So there has to be a unequal treatment for each option. Wherever you are writing the option, यहाँ पे जो है merit है following the orders of seniors, maybe the merit, and then that's the thing. But in case of demerit, you have to be little bit more. Okay, demerit में क्या क्या होता है? First is safety is getting compromised. Is there any other demerit? Demerit मतलब और कैसे लिखा जा सकता है? हाँ, okay, there is safety, humanity, etc. This also shows a lack of courage. Okay, it's already been mentioned that you are convinced with the fact that this bridge is going to get collapsed, and still you have raised your voice, but he is not listening to it. Means that some more action is required, which you are not ready to go ahead with. Dedication to public service नहीं है, courage of commitment नहीं है. Commitment, proactive things. Are you understanding? That also shows that you lack a courage in order to raise the voice beyond what the senior is saying. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second में merit and demerit क्या है? Yes. Second is making an exhaustive report and giving in front of. See, in the first case, it might have happened that you verbally telephoned him and mentioned such and such thing is happening. Second में yes, first of all, see the merit में क्या है कि आप जब exhaustive report बनाते हो तो it gives the more objectivity to the report. First of all, it provides more objectivity to the report. That whatever you have said, okay, it's not your assumption, but it is based upon facts and figures, objectivity and the merit. Second of what you are saying. Second is, it will give a better chance for the chief engineer to reach to the decision. Okay, because now he knows the facts and figures, so it gives him the better opportunity. It gives chief engineer better opportunity to apply his wisdom, okay, to apply his mind, because now a case is more comprehensive, okay, where the design is faulty or the material that is used is faulty or whatever the thing is. And third, in fact, this is indirect also, okay, although these are the tricks that are used in bureaucracy when, say for example, in such cases, there is also possibility of component of chief engineer conniving with the manufacturer, okay, that contractor, and therefore he is asking you to go ahead with the advice. But now it makes it more difficult because you have given the facts and figures. So think of tomorrow if the bridge is collapse, then he will be held responsible. Okay, so third is it help in placing the responsibility on the chief engineer. Otherwise, केवल verbal communication कर दिया और आपने you have gone ahead with it. Tomorrow he will say that I haven't told any such advices. Are you understanding? So it will hold the chief engineer also responsible. Responsibility on the higher ups or the chief engineer. So these are the three advantages of it. Is there any disadvantage or demerit? Time taking, transfer क्या transfer बोल रहे हो? Which transfer you are talking about? Who? Since you are asking for the report. No, how you are, see, he has given the report and asking for the orders. Asking for the orders, yes के order नहीं बोल रहा है. जो भी आपको decision लेना है, give me in writing. So what you are saying about transfer? Time taking. Lack of convincing नहीं आपने कर दिया. See, the thing is, you have made a exhaustive report to the senior. You are asking the senior whatever you have said to go ahead the project earlier. Now you give it in writing because I have now given you in writing what is the problem. Now you give me in writing whether I should go ahead with project or not go ahead with the project. So tomorrow anything will happen, you will simply put that paper in front of you. Actually what you have done is you have you have shifted the responsibility. समझ में आ रहा है? आपने थोड़ा सा चालूबंदी की है यहाँ पे कि कल को अगर ब्रिज कोलैप्स हो जाएगा तो I will simply furnish the details that the chief engineer has given me. You have actually not gone ahead in correction of the problem. You are simply shifted the responsibility. So this has actually not changed anything at the ground. That is a course correction नहीं हुआ है. What you have simply done is you have making it in the writing form. Are you understanding? So that's the remerit, that there is no improvement with respect to the course correction. It's simply like it is following the due process without making any kind of course correction on the ground. Understood this point? Okay. In fact, ये इसलिए यूज किया जाता है जनरली क्योंकि अगर ऑब्जेक्टिविटी है आपके उसमें तो सीनियर को देना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. ठीक है, because he knows that now he will be held responsible. Now come to the third. What is third? Call for the explanation from the junior engineers and give the course correction in time. Now merit here. Yes, first of all accountability. accountability of wrongdoing. अभी बताया था कि whenever there is a wrongdoing, there has to be certain thing with regard to that. That two junior engineers, we have mentioned in the case that they were continuously reporting that everything is right. So a sort of a show cause notice to them in order to place the accountability for the lapses that has happened and why they haven't informed in time with regard to it. So accountability of a call explanation for junior engineers, merit is it help in maintaining the accountability or answerability for the two junior engineers. Second and the most important merit here is finally there is a course correction. Course correction, safety of the public has been given the preference over the cost escalation and some other consideration. Okay, because bridge is going to get collapsed, therefore you are making a course correction. Course correction in spite of the fact that it will lead into the cost escalation. Public interest has a primacy over the financial consideration. Now, is there any demerit? Now, this is a challenging one. No, call explanation say, see, this implicitly means call explanation. If this explanation is not satisfactory, certainly you are going to take action. Or good pressure mafia, okay. Or see, this in isolated way we are talking about. See, the thing is, what does it essentially mean in an isolated way? Yes, what is it? Yes, you are not taking the seniors into the loop. Okay, this is simply like, say for example, yesterday I have visited the flyover. I came back today and immediately I have given the order for the course correction. We are considering each option. ये option इस line में मत देखो कि पहला खत्म हो गया, दूसरा खत्म हो गया. This is an isolated option. Isolated option. ये course नहीं है, ये step by step नहीं है. Third option is an isolated option, which means that you are coming from the visit and immediately giving an order that to junior engineers. That is fine. That is merit is fine. But second part, giving an order for the course correction immediately. That is a civil service activism, but that can come as a last step when the all other means, okay, that is what is called as the standard procedures which are there, standard operating procedures or standard protocols. प्रोटोकॉल्स रहते हैं कोर्स करेक्शन के, अगर वो खत्म हो जाते हैं और आपके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है तो इट कैन कम एज अ लास्ट रिसोर्ट. द ऑप्शन इन इटसेल्फ इज नॉट अ रॉन्ग ऑप्शन, बट द ऑप्शन विदाउट कंसल्टेशन एंड taking others into the loop and going single-handedly giving an order is a wrong in a sense that it's not a part of the procedure. Have you understood this point? जो आपने कहा था कि immediately course correction, हाँ, immediately course correction is important, but then some procedure is also required. Have you understood this point? Okay, so this shows that demerit is bypassing the procedure and the protocol without taking into seniors into the loop with regard to the course correction, without consulting the seniors into consideration. Single-handedly you are going ahead with the course correction. Now the fourth thing, going to the higher ups, is there any merit? Yes, in fact this is a normal procedure. If chief engineer is unrelenting, you have to go first to the higher ups. So merit is since chief engineer is not responding, so you take the case to the higher ups. That's a part, so that the problem can be resolved. Have you understood? Demerit is one is time taking, but another one is you do not know that how the higher ups is going to. यहाँ पे ये नहीं लिखा हुआ है कि higher ups and then they will respond positively. ये भी नहीं लिखा हुआ है ये higher ups and they will not respond. So you have to write that way, that there is a merit that you have to take the issue to the higher ups, but the manner in which the higher up is going to respond is not very clear. So one cannot say whether there will be a course correction with this mechanism only. So these are the merits and demerits. Fifth, transfer, ask for the transfer. Merit क्या है इसमें? You will be not held responsible for anything. Okay, there is a merit. you will not be held responsible for anything. But demerit is, yes, lack of courage. In fact, cowardice. Yes, in fact, running away from larger responsibility. When the courage, commitment is required, you are running away from responsibility. Lack of courage, lack of leadership, yes, running away from responsibility, etc. In fact, fifth is the worst option. It's an act of cowardice. You run from it. You are shouldering off the responsibilities, okay, larger responsibilities of public interest. Now, this is isolated way we have written. Now, what we have to write is our course of action. Now, remember, this course of action has to be a proper one. Okay, step by step, you have to, not in each case step by step is required, but here there are different steps are required. First step would be, in fact, see, the chief engineer is given. First is here, making a report. Okay, that is option number 2. That you make a written report and submit that written report to the senior and ask for the written order. Quite possible the problem will get resolved at this stage only. Because since you have made the exhaustive report now, if there is a component of corruption, nepotism, etc., it cannot move forward because you have clearly stated that these are the certain malformations with respect to the flyover, and these are the safety concerns. Since you have written it, it's next to impossible for him. But let's assume that he will go ahead and give in writing. Second thing is, then you have to take the case to the higher ups. That is option number 4. That is, take the case to the higher ups. That is option number 4. Now, here also you have to write that what if the higher ups will respond positively for the course correction, then case will end here. But if the higher ups is also not responding, and if I am convinced with the fact that bridge is going to get collapsed, then now I am going for the option number 3. That is giving the order for the course correction. This is generally termed as civil service activism. But this activism is only when there is a passivism or there is a problem with respect to the course correction. Now see, the thing is, option 3 here I have written as a, you can make the course correction. यहाँ पे दोनों चीजें है, course correction as well as the accountability. So therefore this option will come, but unless and until you exhaust with respect to your procedures. Now there can be, somebody has talked about whistleblowing. Okay. Yes, whistleblowing is also option, but not in this case for a simple thing. Here you are an executive engineer, you have a power and authority of course correction. Think of if you are a person working in a ground level, okay, ground level or class 4 karmachari, and you got to know that such and such corruption is happening, and you cannot change the course of action. Now at that particular point of time, you have to blow the whistle. Blow the whistle means that is leaking the information, okay, or giving it to the CVC or corruption related, that is the Central Vigilance Commission, etc., so that such and such thing is happening. Are you understanding? Whistleblowing comes when you don't have power or you are incapable of preventing the thing from happening. Or for that matter, even if you would have been an executive engineer, but not in this department, some other department, and you got to know this objective information that such and such things is happening, and which is going to affect the safety of people at large. So at that point also you cannot do much of the changes. But here, since the authority, the question clear cut says, यहाँ से भी आपको पता चल रहा है कि you can give the stipulated order for the course correction. So you have the authority, so you can make for the course correction. Now it's quite possible. यहाँ पे आपको लिखते समय ये लिखना है कि I will go for the course correction and I will make the objective report of why the decision has been taken, as you have mentioned. Okay, so that objectivity will be maintained, that such and such decision is taken after exhausting the due process. It's quite possible in all such situation you will be given a notice of violation of code of conduct, that you haven't followed the senior's orders and you have went against the senior's orders. Then you have all the objective data that this is the report, this is the higher official, and this is why I have taken the decision. So code of conduct does not mean that you immediately land in jail. Okay, there is a due process which will be followed, and due process will help you in getting the things clear in your favor. Have you understood? So this is a course of action, step by step we have to follow. Yes?
While exhausting option,
Hmm.
decide that it is urgent and the gravity of the situation, so I will go forward with option B unless and until he mentions not to.
No, option 2 आपको you have to write that this is a emergent situation, you may respond in 1 or 2 days, etc.
We cannot use delay.
No. Okay. So delay is generally we have assumed. Say for example, as you are saying it is emergency, you can there is a communication can be made that this is a very immediate situation and you have to like respond to it immediately. Okay. But yes, you have to go with this a particular step by step approach. Have you understood? Okay, because this is a hierarchy, and at each hierarchy there are certain responsibilities, and it's a collective responsibility which come into picture. But at the end of the day, public civil servant has to look after the larger public interest, particularly when the organization is corrupt, particularly when the wrongdoings are happening in an organization. Then you have to show the courage, you have to show integrity, you have to show commitment with respect to public service in order to deliver. Okay, so that's the case. This is a very important case, I would say, because there is a lot of learning. See, the thing is, each case is not different. Same things can be made in a different ways in different cases. So हर cases में आपको कुछ ना कुछ learning करके उसका general वो याद रखना है कि कैसे you have to move forward. Okay, let's take one more case. This is an interesting case again. Okay, this is from 2014. Third case number. Question नहीं पता है यहाँ पे कौन सा है. Okay, just I'm reading it from here. See, the thing is, you would have brought the question paper, because this is something which, जब मैं question की case बता रहा हूँ ना, तो आपको graphic दिखा रहा हूँ, तो आपको पहले ही वैसे ही पता चल जा रहा है कि कैसे कैसे कितने कितने. जब आप 12 लाइन का क्वेश्चन पढ़ोगे तब आपको पता चलेगा कि उसको समझ में ही नहीं आएगा आपको. तब रियल चैलेंज है कि कैसे उसको आंसर. मैं एकदम समझा रहा हूँ, हाँ ये देखिए चीफ इंजीनियर, ये 2 है, ये फ्लाईओवर है, इधर लोग मर रहे हैं, इधर कुछ नहीं कर रहा है. इतना लूसिड वहां पे नहीं आएगा क्वेश्चन पेपर में ऐसे ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन. You read it and then you will face that it's difficult to find out the different merits, demerits, different options, dimensions. ठीक है? Okay, I'll read it out here. You are no nonsense officer, no nonsense and honest officer. You have transferred to the remote district to head a department that is notorious for its inefficiency and carelessness. Recently you have been अब समझाना ही पड़ रहा है, ठीक है. Recently you have been transferred to a department and that department is notorious for inefficiency and carelessness. You find that the main cause of poor state of affairs is indiscipline of the section of employees. Okay, inefficiency is because of indiscipline of section of employees. They do not work themselves and also disrupt the working hours. You first warn them to mend their behavior, or you have also warned, otherwise they will face the disciplinary action. ठीक है, कि आपने शो कॉज नोटिस दे दी, उनको वार्न कर दिया that they should mend their behavior, they should be more disciplined. Now, interesting thing is, these troublemakers, when the troublemakers, यहाँ पे कुछ printing mistake लग रही है, when the troublemakers mend their behaviors or face disciplinary action, when warning has a little effect, you issued a show cause notice to the ringleaders. As a retaliatory measure, these troublemakers have instigated one women employee amongst themselves to file a complaint of sexual harassment case against you with the Women's Commission. Okay, employee के बीच में एक women को उन्होंने instigate कर दिया to file the sexual harassment case against you in the Women's Commission. Case has been filed against you. Commission has promptly asked you to the explanation. with regard to sexual harassment case. The matter is also publicized into the local newspaper, that is media, to embrace you further. Some of the options to handle the situation are as following. Okay, usko merit and demerit likhna hai. Have you got to know the case? Okay, you're an honest officer, you have started taking action against people. The people have instigated one lady to file a case of sexual harassment against you. Now the commission is also asking the explanation from you. The issue has been publicized in the media. Okay, and some of the options are mentioned. First is give the explanation to the commission and go soft on disciplinary action. Give explanation to the commission, Women's Commission. Give explanation to the Women's Commission and go soft on disciplinary action. Disciplinary action. Go soft on disciplinary action. Disciplinary action that you are about to initiate against the wrongdoers. Second, ignore the commission. Ignore the commission and proceed firmly with the disciplinary action. Ignore the commission and proceed firmly with the disciplinary action. Next, brief your higher ups. Brief your higher ups. Seek direction from them. Brief higher ups. Seek direction from them and act accordingly. Okay, these are the three things given, and the last all they have mentioned, the question mentions. Suggest any of the other option also if you can. Evaluate all of them and suggest the best course of action. Women Commission only. Okay. Suggest any other action possible, or simply like तीनों को evaluate करो और बाद में write your course of action. लिखो मत, अब बस ब्रेनस्टॉर्म करो और सोच के रखो, बहुत देर लगा रहे हो. डायरेक्टली आई विल डिस्कस द केस. Yes, let's discuss. Yes, what about the first option, that is merit and demerit? Okay, explanation to the commission is a merit? Even when you know that you haven't done it? Yes. More suspicion will be generated. Okay, so first of all, respect for rule of law, respect for democratic institutions. Okay, respect for due process of law, respect for democratic institutions. Third is also, if you do not go, then in fact it will create a more suspicion. Okay, and in fact it is an opportunity for you to get your name clear out of whatever the allegation is being made. If you are simply saying that these are the allegations and I'm not responsible, there is no authenticity to it. Authenticity will come from when the commission, okay, or the jo bhi body responsible hai, only they will finally say that, okay, this person is not responsible. So yes, there is a merit with respect to giving the explanation, rule of law, respect for democratic institutions, and yes, that is more credibility and objectivity with respect to your case. go soft on the disciplinary action. Yes, it's in fact, first of all, this is lack of again courage. Okay, that because somebody has now filed the case against you, so you have now, yes, gone soft on them. Second demerit can be most important one. In fact, it will embolden the spirit of all such people that such tactics can be used in order to suppress the action. Okay. नॉट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इस केस में आपके पास करेज नहीं हो रहा है, ये तो चीज हो ही रही है. सेकंड, इट इज सॉर्ट ऑफ एन इंसेंटिव फॉर देम, और इट विल एम्बोल्डन देयर स्पिरिट दैट सच टैक्टिक्स, ओके, सच टैक्टिक्स कैन बी यूज्ड इन देयर फेवर. ओके, सो दैट्स अ नेगेटिव. सेकंड में कुछ नहीं, इसका उल्टा है. इग्नोर द कमीशन के डिसएडवांटेज क्या हो गए? ओके, इट विल क्रिएट अ मोर सस्पिशन इनटू द माइंड्स ऑफ पब्लिक, no respect for rule of law, etc., etc. And going ahead firmly, that is a merit, in fact. Okay, that is, you have shown the courage in order to go ahead with, even when they have filed the case against you. Okay, that is following the public duties, commitment to values, then courage, etc., etc. Those are the merits. Then brief up your higher ups and seek the direction from them and act accordingly. Is there any merit and demerit? What are the merits and demerits? Or? हाँ, तो वो क्या है, पॉजिटिव है निगेटिव है? ओके. ओके, सिचुएशन. हाँ हाँ. एनी demerit? Okay, just because you are taking an advices, is just for the advice or higher ups को, is there any और merit है? Okay. Okay, fine, you're close. Or see, the thing is, when your case is filed up against you, your credibility is not only at stake, it's the organization credibility at your stake. So organization will say that what you have to say about the case, because it's not only you as a person, you as an office, you as an organization, you as a government, so the whole credibility at stake. So informing them that this is a fabricated case or whatever your case is, that is in order to keep the higher ups in the loop. Is there any demerit of it? Incapability नहीं है, वो advice नहीं ले रहे हैं basically यहाँ पे. This is not a complex situation. It is more of a briefing them that what is your viewpoint, what is your stand. Is there any demerit, if at all, or there is no demerit? Yes. Authorities can also say. Yes, यहाँ पे देखो क्या लिखा है, brief your higher up, seek direction and act accordingly. Act accordingly लिखा है, तो it's quite possible जो goons है वो उनको, वो अगर दोनों loop में है, nexus है, तो your higher ups will say that go soft on taking an action against the goons, वो जो element है. So act accordingly के ऊपर demerit है. समझ में आया? Act accordingly, कभी भी ध्यान रखो ऐसे words. Okay, so there is nothing wrong with respect to informing them, seeking some certain direction with regard to, but act accordingly may not be always correct, because they might see you like do not take action against the people also. Okay, so suggest any what is your course of action and what all things you can write. हाँ, सी द यहाँ पे कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन में अलग अलग चीज़ें आपको साइमल्टेनियसली करनी है. ये तो तीन चीज़ें तो यहाँ पे है ही है. फर्स्ट इज एक्सप्लेनेशन टू द कमीशन. योर आंसर शुड हैव डिफरेंट कॉम्पोनेंट्स. वन इज एक्सप्लेनेशन टू कमीशन. यस, इन्फॉर्मिंग द हायर अप्स, टेकिंग अ डिसिप्लिनरी एक्शन. ये तो तीन तो पॉइंट्स है ही है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम 3 पॉइंट्स एनी अदर थिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड? हाँ, पब्लिक के लिए एक पब्लिक ब्रीफ, जो रहती है. It's not about you are passing a judgment into the public domain. एक रहता है ना passing judgment कि I am not responsible and this is fabricated case etc. That's not the thing. Okay, brief is like you are assisting the Women's Commission. You have faith in the due process and the law will take its own course, that you are cooperating with them in order to allay this suspicion and sort of negative rumors that are being played out in the society. You also cannot pass the judgment when the matter is sub judice. It's still in the process. What you are simply saying is you are also, yes, assisting the due process. Okay, you respect the due process of law and the law will take its own course. You have the highest faith in the judiciary, due process, commission, etc., etc. So this is because the matter is also published in the media and there can be more and more rumors about it. That is it. So the 4 or 5 things here are required. Also, if you can add, 5th point also can be added, that when the case will be cleared, okay, you also look who are the person involved in instigation of this women. If at all required, even the defamation case also can be filed if it has led to the personal loss. Okay, because the point is the person who has instigated, not immediately you cannot go for it, because cases of sexual harassment at workplace do not give an opportunity immediately you file the complaint. Once you are cleared of the case, maybe you can see that who were the people who are using this negative tactics in order to pressurize and accordingly taking an action against them. ठीक है. So यहाँ पे चीज़ें क्या क्या है कि आपको कुछ एक चीज़ें लिखनी है. values for courage of commitment, value for respect for law, efficiency, organizational ethics, emotional intelligence also. Emotional intelligence, because see the thing. First of all, there is a lot of pressure to work against the people, and you are showing the honesty and integrity, and then the case is filed against you. So पहले तो आपको honesty के लिए कोई reward तो मिल नहीं रहा है. Second, there is a case filed against you. So there is an emotional disimbalance because you are doing something good, but then there are certain victimization of the honest person. So emotional intelligence, leadership quality, courage to commitment, dedication to public service, organizational ethics. So these are the also some of the things which you have to add up. And then therefore you have to add up that these are day-to-day things. Okay, whenever I am mindful of this fact that if I will go ahead strongly in taking an action against the guns, it's but natural to face the negative consequences or negative retaliations from this gun. So I will show an highest courage and I will be committed with respect to my organizational values and will not spare anyone who is involved in the wrongdoings or the wrong practices. So that shows a dedication to public service. At the same time, you respect the due process also and you respect the higher ups also. ऐसे नहीं है कि higher ups को नहीं inform किया and then unilaterally you are saying that I know that I have not done anything wrong and therefore you ignore the internal processes. So that's also cannot be done. So the whole point is you have to work for the public, but at the same time you have to also look into account code of conduct, code of procedures, rule of law, and rest of the other things. Okay? So that's about the case. Now one more case we can take. कोर्स के साथ चालू मत करिए, अंदर कोड डाल सकते हो जहां पे आपको जो पॉइंट एक्सप्लेन करना होगा. जैसे बताइए आप कौन सा कोड. हाँ, यस यू कैन राइट. तो शुरुआती में मत लिखिए क्योंकि आपको उसको फ्लो के साथ लिखना चाहिए. जैसे यहाँ पे लिखा है ना कि दे हैव इंस्टिगेटेड, तो एक आध ऑप्शन में उसको डाल सकते हैं. सर्टेनली यू हैव टू राइट. You have to write Gandhian values, you have to write any other truthfulness, integrity, जो scholars दिए हैं. See the thing is, यहाँ पे हम ऊपर से discuss कर रहे हैं, but when you are writing, values have to be written, any catchy phrase, slogans, quotation, but that should come very naturally. Okay, that values of integrity, accountability, etc., etc. ठीक है, courage of commitment, dedication to public service, those things should come. ओके 2015 में से कुछ करते हैं. Yes, I'm reading question. Okay. This is 2015, question number 10. 2015, question number 10. I have mentioned this question somewhere in the class, I think. I'm reading it. You are a sarpanch of a panchayat, okay? And there is a primary school run by the government in your area. Huh? We have discussed also. बट आंसर नहीं डिस्कस किया था, खाली बताया था ऐसे केस है. आंसर भी डिस्कस किया था. ठीक है, ठीक है, बहुत सारे केसेस है हमारे पास, ऐसे टेंशन मत लो आप. ब्रेक के बाद. ठीक है, आज क्या मतलब क्या तो किया है आज आपने? हाँ चलो 5 मिनट का ब्रेक ले लो, आज कम लेते हैं, छोटा सा. इस क्वेश्चन नंबर 14 2015. Question number 14, 2015. Okay, I'm just reading. You are recently posted as a district development officer in a district. Shortly thereafter, you found that there is a considerable tension in the rural areas of your district on issue of sending girls to the schools. The elders of the village feel that many problems have come up because girls are being educated and they are stepping out of the safe environment of household. Okay, the elders of the village feel that many problems have come up because girls are being educated and they are stepping out of the safe environment of household. They are of view that girls should be quickly married off with a minimum education. The girls are also competing for the jobs for the education, which have traditionally remained in the boys' exclusive domain, adding to the unemployment amongst the male population. Okay, so that's the elders of the village are thinking this way. The younger generation feel that in the present era, girls should have an equal opportunity for the education and employment and other means of livelihood. The entire locality is divided between sexes in both the generations. You come to know that in Panchayat and in the other local bodies and even in the basic crosswords, the issue is being acrimoniously debated. One day, you are informed that an unpleasant incident has taken place. Some girls were molested when they were en route to the school. The incident led to the clashes between the several groups and the law and order problem has also arisen. The elders, after heated discussion, have taken the joint decision not to allow the girls to go to the school and to socially boycott such families who do not follow such such orders. Now the question is, first, what are the steps would you like to ensure? What are the steps would you take to ensure the girls' safety without disrupting their education? What are the steps would you take to ensure girls' safety without disrupting their education? Second, how do you manage and mold the patriarchal attitude? How do you manage and mold the patriarchal attitude of village elders? How do you mold and manage the patriarchal attitude of village elders to ensure harmony in the intergenerational relations? to ensure intergenerational relations. Yes, so there are two groups, elder group and younger group, and they have a different attitude. Because of this attitude, there has been a clash. Clash has leading into the unforeseen incident. Okay, acrimony has further lead to taking a decision that girls will not be sent to the schools because of this incidents that has happened. Okay, that is a molestation and etc. So, what are the safety measures? That's the first, and second is how do you ensure the patriarchal attitude? Okay, so as to maintain the harmony between the intergenerational relations. Read this 14, question number 14. Yes, are you done? Yes, first that is with regard to various actions that you could take for the safety, and second is with respect to how do you change the patriarchal attitude in order to ensure the harmony of intergenerational relations. Yes, how will you ensure the girl's safety without disrupting the education? Okay, huh? Self-defense for girls, okay. 2 दिन में सेल्फ डिफेंस सिखा दोगे? ठीक है, शॉर्ट टर्म लॉन्ग टर्म और एक ही. Elderly group is not, how do you, like, say for example, elder people are not only wanting them to, वही है, वही भेजना नहीं चाहते हैं, वो बोल रहे हैं कि घर में ही सेफ है, बाहर जाने के बाद हम मार देंगे उनको. हाँ, ये क्वेश्चन में है ना, आप एल्डरली क्यों, आपको बोलना चाहिए यूथ कैन बी यूटिलाइज. हाँ, यस, ओके, ओके, हाँ, यस, वेलकम. Okay, good. Huh. Yes, how many of you have written? There is a molestation unless and until you discourage them. Are you understanding? पहले तो आपको safety तो maintain ही करनी है, but you have to also give a strong signal to the society that the one who is threatening the safety of the girls, they will not be spared. That will create a deterrence. Justice में देखा था नहीं देखा था? When you have a strong laws and effective implementation of law, it will create a safety. Yes, the action against the one who are the molestators, wrongdoers or molestators. Good, huh? Hmm. 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 पीपर स्प्रे, हाँ ह्यूमन राइट वायलेशन है क्या? पीपर स्प्रे, पेलेट गन्स वगैरह। ओके ठीक है। ओके गुड। यस वेरी गुड। हाँ ओके वेलकम। सेकेंड क्वेश्चन के ऊपर आते हैं। हाँ यस यू आर सेइंग कैन देयर बी। ओके फाइन, हाँ देयर कैन बी पॉसिबिलिटी, यस और हाँ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस, ओके दोज आर इन द लॉन्ग टर्म। यहाँ पे फर्स्ट इज सेफ्टी मेंटेनेंस में आपको जो है उनको स्कूल में भेजना है। सी द थिंग इज यू इवन इफ यू विल विजुअलाइज, think of these are the girls who are in the house and this is a school. So what are all safety measures? Okay, so first of all a separate vehicle for the girls, okay, separate bus के अंदर there can be a yes police officer within a bus, single like CCTV cameras, helplines. Okay, so these are the within it during the transportation. During the transportation, हाँ पुलिस भी मोलेस्टेशन अब कैसे कहीं ना कहीं भरोसा उनको सेंसिटाइज करो और बताओ, वही है ठीक है। पुलिस सिर्फ सीसीटीवी कैमरा किस लिए लगाए हैं? इसलिए ठीक है। सेपरेट बस, police officer should be or the security force, guards, whatever you want to call, women police officer, ठीक है। पूरी की पूरी गाड़ी दूसरी तरफ ले जाएगा। अब फिर बोलोगे ड्राइवर कौन है बताओ। ठीक है, सिक्योरिटी फोर्स, गार्ड, सेपरेट बस, सीसीटीवी कैमरास and helpline within that, so that emergency some sort of action can be made. These are during the transportation. Okay, at the school premises there is a possibility the moment it can be attacked, so the beefing up the security at the school premises. So security at the school premises, security at the school premises, this is during the transportation. So this can be a first broader part during the transportation. This is second. Third thing is certainly to discourage those who have already, to give the signal that action should be taken against wrongdoers, a strict action, so that you have to write here, so that it will create a sort of a strong deterrence. It will create a strong deterrence for those who are going through the illegitimate ways, that is molestating the girls for the sake of going. So that's also send a strong signal. And fourth, yes, yes, certainly, without complaint, yes. Ankle cutting, that will be in the long run. यहाँ पे जो है conflict management कभी भी याद रखो, short term में what action you can take in order to prevent. ओके या इसी में शॉर्ट टर्म लॉन्ग टर्म। क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा है? हाउ विल यू एंश्योर द गर्ल सेफ्टी? अगर दूसरा क्वेश्चन नहीं दिया होता तो ऑब्वियसली उसी में आप शॉर्ट टर्म और लॉन्ग टर्म करके पेट्रियार्कल माइंडसेट वगैरह, वो क्वेश्चन सेपरेट दिया है तो उसमें हम वी विल इंक्लूड। ओके, द फोर्थ थिंग इज हियर इट इज बीन गिवन दैट ऑल द होल विलेज इज नॉट अगेंस्ट द गर्ल एजुकेशन। ओके, दैट इज यूथ. So youth can be a sort of a local vigilance group. Local vigilance group, these are sometimes called as the local intelligence gathering. That is, they are the eye and ear of police, जैसे बोला जाता है। समझ में आ रहा है? मेट्रो में अगर जाते हो तो be an eye and ear of police. So local intelligence, there is a limit what the government intelligence gathering and the police can reach. सो यहाँ पे जो है सिंस यूथ हैज़ अ जिस क्वेश्चन में लिखा हुआ है कि दे आर हैविंग एन एटीट्यूड दैट girls education employment their participation be promoted, so they have a stake, and since they are living in a village, so they have the direct contacts with the local people. So anything wrong that is being hatched, any kind of conspiracy, so local youth should also be involved as a part of this process so that they can act as a vigilant force in order to inform. So these are the some of the things which you can say that this will ensure the safety and security and aspect without compromising the education. Now come to the long term. That is the second question. That is what are the what are the steps for the changing the patriarchal attitude in order to maintain the intergenerational harmony as well as this thing with respect to molding and managing the patriarchy or patriarchal attitude. Yes, what all things you have written? Yes, now tell me first you. गुड. हाँ, ग्राम पंचायत एंड ग्राम सभा में गैदरिंग लेके आप डिस्कशन, डेलिब्रेशन, डेमोक्रेटिक मेथड. हम्म 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 ओके फाइन. हम्म यस वेरी गुड. गुड, वेरी गुड. यस वेरी गुड. हम्म हम्म गुड. हम्म गुड. रोल मॉडल. हम्म हम्म ठीक है. यस गुड. गुड, वेरी गुड. ठीक है, फेयर इनफ. और बताइए कुछ नए पॉइंट्स आपके पास है तो. हाँ, सारे हो गए. हाँ, यस वेरी गुड. आपको याद आ रहा है ये क्वेश्चन था एटीट्यूडनल चेंज वाला. ओके, उसमें दिया था हमने परसुएशन एज ए. तो परसुएशन में 4 चीज़ें लिखी हुई थी वहाँ पे. हु सेज व्हाट टू whom, और उसमें वैल्यूज ऑफ इवन टारगेट. ओके, सो हु में हु सेज व्हाट टू हु में आपको देखना है कि रोल मॉडल, अथॉरिटी, एनजीओ, women who have been educated and has been very successful. तो जो हु में क्या क्या लिखा था, क्रेडिबिलिटी लिखा था, अथॉरिटी लिखा था, लाइकिंग फैक्टर लिखा था, ठीक है, ट्रस्टवर्दीनेस लिखा था. सो आपको वहाँ पे जो है एनजीओ विच इज़ वर्किंग इन दैट एरिया और मे बी रोल मॉडल वर्किंग इन दैट एरिया. सो एनजीओ के थ्रू कन्विंस करना इजी हो जाता है. रोल मॉडल अगर ऑलरेडी है कि कोई विमेन who has been educated and now been a successful, so there will be a more positive impact of it. Then third, there can be, as she has said, that some women, okay, from elderly population also, okay, can also be able to roped in order to give the message that what is the importance of education, because you have to first target those people who can easily get convinced. Okay, if you start with someone who is absolutely against it, so there is no possibility of headway. So soft targets you have to take it into account, and then slowly you can move forward. Okay, so this is with respect to who says what may advantages and disadvantages of women's education, their rights, rational appeal, emotional appeal. Okay, and who says what to whom audience का तो बताया गया है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट परसुएशन की केसेस में जैसे नुक्कड़ नाटक वगैरह, इसको भी लिखा जा सकता है. Role of media you can write separately, that is creating a social awareness through the media, matlab media, social media, or any kind of these things. Okay, that is a youth can walk through, yes, a sort of what you can say that holding the placards and slogans, etc., etc. Okay, because the youths are in favor of girls' education. So, use of Nukkad Natak, use of public platforms through different ways, cultural activities you can imbibe, role of media, role of social media, role of NGOs. Okay, that's also can be explored. Apart from that, we have also discussed persuasion is one method. One is the reward and punishment method. So those who are sending the girls, okay, so rewards can be given to them, or such families can be recognized and more recognition is given to them. Scheme also. One is scheme, or second you can simply say that if not scheme to ek hai, those families who are sending or coming forward, they should also be given awards and recognition also. And yes, the theory says reward and punishment. So punishment in a sense that those who are not sending, so obviously the action will be taken. So पहले तो आप वो चीज़ें बताइए positive aspect, जो positive aspect will inculcate करने वाले. So this is how you can see that intergenerational discussions and dialogue. पहले तो आप keep close to the questions. केवल general points मत लिखो. जैसे वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है youth and elder generation. So they should be brought into the common platform such as Gram Sabha, wherein two generations can have an extensive discussion. Whatever the pros, cons, and any kind of aspects where they think that it is wrong or right, जो भी है deliberation और democratic platform के through वो चीज़ें disseminate होनी चाहिए. So यही बातें हैं. और बताइए. Yes, some women, okay, who have been yes, historic lady who has been instrumental in the girls' education, etc. Yes. What else? What else you can write? Changing the mindset. Yes, यही है वो. Stereotype वही attitude है. Through this NGO, media, persuasion, operant conditioning, reward and punishment, role of media, role of NGO, Nukkad Natak, cultural platform. So these are the ways through which long-term things. Also re-emphasize the, this is one way of writing. Second way, agent of socialization को भी लेके लिख सकते हो. Role of family, role of peer group, role of schools, उनका भी एक लाइन में. हर एक का अलग-अलग मत लिखिए. Okay. Different agents of socialization also has a large to contribute, such as family, school, and these also have been an instrumental. And in the end, you can also say that this is a positive way of inculcating the positive values, but at the same time, deterrence will also be created so that the constitutional and legal provisions of with regard to girl child rules and regulations will be told to the villagers, so that those who are not following the action will have to face the dire consequences. So this is how you have to write the answer with regard to change the attitude in the long run. इसमें और एक आ जा सकता है जो बताया था, psychological counseling. Those who are absolutely like involved in the crime, they also be sensitized with respect to the aspects of women education with regard to that. इनफैक्ट इन केस ऑफ जो सोर्स रहता है, सोर्स में जैसे एल्डरली लोग लिखा है कि दे आर अगेंस्ट. इफ एनी एनलाइटन सिटीजन ऑफ द फ्रॉम द एल्डरली पर्सन, बिकॉज द फर्स्ट काइंड ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट इज इफ यू आर ब्रिंगिंग एन पर्सन अपोनेंट to have a dialogue, it's very next to impossible to get convinced. Any person from their own, like say for example elders are opposing, so any elder person who is a rational enlightened one can act as a source who can convince the rest of the elderly people. So that's a strong thing. If you are bringing in youth, there is already two groups is already divided. So somebody from their own group, there will be a most trustworthiness, more credibility, value system is matching. समझ में आ रहा नहीं आ रहा है? ये जो बताया था परसुएशन में कि टारगेट के वैल्यू सिस्टम सोर्स के वैल्यू सिस्टम के साथ मैच होनी चाहिए so that they listen to them. There is a more credibility, there is more trustworthiness. ठीक है, so these are the points which you should remember. और एक questions लेते हैं last. Yes, with regard to yes, one of the scientists working in R&D laboratory of a major pharmaceutical company. एक question number 11, year same, 2015. 2015, question number 11. 2015, question 11. One of the scientists working in a research and R&D laboratory of major pharmaceutical company discovers that one of the company's best-selling veterinary drug has a potential to cure a currently incurable liver disease which is prevalent in tribal area. ट्राइबल एरिया में एक लिवर डिसीज प्रिवेलेंट है, उसके लिए ड्रग्स इफेक्टिव होगा. वन ऑफ द वेटरनरी कंपनीज देयर. हाउएवर, developing a variant of drug that is suitable for the human being will entail a lot of research and development involving a huge expenditure around 50 crores. Okay, so अगर ह्यूमन बीइंग के लिए वो ड्रग बनाना होगा तो थोड़ा और ज़्यादा एक्सपेंडिचर लग रहा है यहाँ पे. 50 crores of expenditure is required. Some veterinary drug which is useful for the liver disease in case of tribal area. It was unlikely that company would recover the cost as disease is rampant only in the poverty-stricken areas having a very little market otherwise. Okay, वो जो disease है वो केवल tribal areas से कुछ एक pockets के लिए ही है, तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा commercial नहीं है drug. Okay, there is a one community or one area, tribal area, where the disease is prevalent. So your drug is going to get useful only for some section. So there is no commercial interest, or in fact they are saying that it is not even unlikely that company would recover the cost also. Forget about the profit. There is no guarantee that even the company can able to recover the cost of the drug. Have you got it? Okay. Now the question is, if you are a CEO of the company, that pharmaceutical company, first, identify various options. Identify various options that you can take. Identify various options that you can take, and evaluate merits and demerits of each option. Second, evaluate merits and demerits of each option. And third, यहाँ पे नहीं लिखा हुआ है लेकिन लिखना रहता है, that is final course of action or which decision you will take. Shall I repeat or you got it? समझ में आ गया? CEO of pharmaceutical company. R&D, veterinary drug, tribal population, liver disease. Cost is 50 CR. What are the various options, merit and demerit of each option, and which one will you choose and why? You can, yes. नहीं, you can go worst. बट ऐसे कुछ नहीं है, आप जैसे लॉजिकली वैसे लिखा जाता है, बट यू कैन राइट एज what you wish to write. Then we'll discuss. खाली आप ऑप्शन लिखो एंड फाइनल कोर्स लिखो, मेरिट एंड डीमेरिट रहने दो, अभी डिस्कस करेंगे ऑल पॉसिबल ऑप्शंस एंड फाइनल विच वन विल यू चूज एंड व्हाई. यस, हो गया. ओके. हम्म. 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 ओके. हम्म. 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 ओके. क्रॉस सब्सिडाइजेशन. ठीक है, फाइन. हम्म. बट व्हाट अबाउट द कमर्शियल इंटरेस्ट ऑफ ईच कॉस्ट? अब ऐसा नहीं है कि यू आर मोनोपोलाइजिंग द मार्केट. अब मतलब फिजिबिलिटी भी देखना है ऑप्शन में, कि आप किसी भी ड्रग की वैल्यू इंक्रीज कर रहे हो, तो आप केवल वैल्यू इंक्रीज करके वैसे ही छोड़ नहीं दे रहे हो, आपको बेचना भी है उसको. अगर आप मोनोपोलाइजेशन नहीं है और कॉम्पिटिटिव एनवायरनमेंट में, इट इज नॉट दैट फीजिबल. अगर आप किसी की कॉस्ट बढ़ाते हो तो तुरंत उसका जो है इम्पैक्ट आ जाएगा. बट ठीक है, दैट्स एन ऑप्शन. हम्म. हम्म. सो थोड़ा बहुत इंक्रीज करके. ठीक है, फाइन. ओके, फाइन. हाँ, यस. हम्म. हम्म. नहीं, पेटेंट तो आप ही लोगे ना, आप डिस्कवर कर रहे हो. हाँ. हम्म. हाँ, ठीक है. हम्म. हम्म. हाँ, लेकिन ये तब है जब दूसरों ने मेडिसिन बनाया है, एंड देन यू हैव टू गो फॉर द जेनेरिक मेडिसिन. यहाँ पे जो है पेटेंट का भी नहीं, आपको जो है केवल वो रिसर्च करने के लिए ही उतना लग रहा है. रिसर्च करने के बाद आप पेटेंट लेके कॉस्ट रिकवर कर सकते हो, लेकिन कॉस्ट बढ़ाने का ही 50 करोड़ रुपीज है. बट यस, देर आर दिस काइंड ऑफ ऑप्शंस आर एग्जिस्ट. हाँ. हाँ, यस, गुड. इनफैक्ट यू हैव. हाँ. हम्म. हाँ, yes, very good. So something like you have to give discrete option different from each other. Yes, हाँ, status quo that you will not go. Why? Hmm. ठीक है, हाँ, good. Hmm. Merit and demerit. Hmm. Hmm. Good. Hmm. Companies, yes, consortium. Hmm. Good, very good. Companies. ठीक है. Hmm. Hmm. Benefit of tribal areas. Okay, yes, good. Yes, can be. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, ठीक है. हाँ. Hmm. Okay. ठीक है. Any of the feasible options. See, the thing is, options can be written first to extreme लिख लो. That is, no, you are not going for it. That is maintaining the status quo. That is, you will not do. You will not do. You will see that we'll discuss the merit and demerit. Yes, what is a merit? In fact, there is a merit. Yes, because see, the thing is, as a CEO, you have to write the dilemma also. Like, say, for example, there are two responsibilities. It is not that CEO is only responsible for welfare of the tribal area. In fact, CEO of the company first he is responsible directly to the company's employees, shareholders, stakeholders, etc., etc. So anything which is not feasible for the company is not the sole person. So there can be a possibility that one option can be yes, not taking action. Merit is because since it is a financially not viable for the company. Okay, it is financial viable nahi hai. It is not financially viable for the company to recover a particular cost. So economics are not permitting you to go ahead even when you know it. So that's like maintaining the organization's interest, okay, and therefore you are not going for it. Demerit is, okay, so the company is ignoring the possibility of that hope can be created for the tribal areas in order to resolve this particular disease. So जो social aspect है, company का social aspect जिसको corporate social responsibility these names can be given. That company's larger responsibility towards the section of society, okay, that is being ignored. Second is the tribal will be devoid of the hope that would have been created with the drug. Second option is, yes, you will go ahead. This is a second extreme. Okay, even if it is a 50 crore and cost is not recorded, does not matter, you will go ahead. Okay, merit of this option because you are going for the humanity concern. So you may say that the tribal problem will get resolved, that liver disease and etc. Plus company will also get benefit, that image of company. Okay, in the long run. Image of company in long run. That is a sort of a CSR activity for the company. So maybe it will generate a goodwill. Image matlab kya hai? Goodwill in the eyes of public. Okay, so that's the merit. One is you are working for the tribal, and second is you are also seeing the long-term interests of the company, even when there is a incurring the cost. Demerit, again, it may not be feasible and the consensus may not be generated because there is no feasibility. Okay, cost consideration is very high, so may not be a practical and feasible option. So first is completely ignoring and giving an organization as a preference. Second is organization ignoring and giving the tribal as a preference. These are the two extreme options. Can you think of third option, which is a middle path? Here it is a tribal, here it is a organization. Some middle path. So middle path में काफी सारे option तैयार हो सकते हैं. See, the thing is, what is your concern? Cost here, and second is tribal also should get benefited. So since cost is your concern, there can be various options. As third, fourth, and fifth. Third, you can make a joint venture or consortium. Joint venture or sort of a consortium. Consortium, you understand? Okay, joint consortium of pharmaceutical companies. You convince other CEOs who are working in a pharmaceutical company and tell them that this is a CSR activity. Okay, it will also help the companies in creating the goodwill in the long run. So you convince the other companies who are working in that area and convince them that it will be a CSR activity and this will also help the companies in long run. So cost is also resolved and you are going ahead with the drug also. Now it's possible that other companies may not agree. So public-private partnership, PPP, that is you involve the government. Public-private partnership में public, that is a funding is from the government and you are sharing your knowledge and technology. So public-private partnership, again win-win situation is created here where the fund is also been utilized by the public and also the cost is not in concern here and the goodwill will be generated. Third can be possibility where the company can have a contract with an NGO. Now there can be two types of NGO here. One is NGOs who are working for the tribal cause or NGOs medical working in the field of research for the drugs. So tribal, those who are concerned with respect to tribal activities, you can have a contact because this is a tribal cause. So tribal cause के साथ NGOs के साथ tie up किया जा सकता है या फिर जो drugs के ऊपर research कर रहे हैं, okay, finding out these activities. So any kind of an informal group you can have, or simply even if you are not writing this, so some sort of NGO and the funding. So NGO funding plus company. This can be also possibility. Fifth, as somebody has said, that is it can be a crowdfunding also. That is public also can be like motivated in order to contribute. So these sort of options are where middle path. Okay, so it can be anything depending upon the feasibility. I will explore the different sorts of options, or it also can be collect some total of all 50 crore is involved, some funding for the private, some for the NGOs, crowdfunding, and some total of all. Merit is a tribal plus a CSR activity, plus it will generate a goodwill also, okay, and this company is in the long-term interest also. So goals of companies, you can say that business ethics, okay, good corporate governance, it will be in sync with the good corporate governance practice. It is in sync with the business ethics model. It is in sync with the CSR principles. Okay, those things can be upheld. So that is how you have to write. Have you understood? Okay. So for the time being, we'll stop. And I think Monday नहीं है class आपका, मेरा class नहीं है मतलब. Tuesday को class है. So we'll start with probity in governance. Okay. And some of the case study we will continue. Okay. Next week में complete करना है हमें by the weekend. 3 classes रहेंगे, ठीक है, for the probity in governance. Meantime, you practice case study from 13, 14, 15 and 16. Case studies. क्या याद आ रहा है कुछ? Case studies you practice, and if you have any problem, doubts, you can ask, okay, in the next week.